Ever notice yourself complaining about every little thing, maybe avoiding new gadgets, or even letting a day or two slip by without a shower? Getting older brings wisdom, sure, but it also brings habits we'd rather not talk about. These little quirks can sneak up on us without us even noticing. And while they're common, they can quietly stop us from living our best lives. We're going to dive into 12 of these habits, why they happen, and how to break free so you can age with joy and connection. Let's get started. Have you ever been stuck in a conversation with someone who won't stop telling you every single detail about their doctor's appointments, their issues with the bank, or the never-ending drama with their family? Or, let's be honest, have you ever been that person? As we get older, we want deeper conversations, not just small talk. We've been through a lot, so sharing our stories feels natural, even important. It's like saying, I've been there, have you? But we might be sharing too much. Not everyone wants to hear all that, especially in casual situations. Oversharing can make people uncomfortable or overwhelmed, even if they don't show it. What you hope will bring people closer might push them away. So, how do we find the right balance? Before you share, ask yourself, would I want to hear this story right now? Imagine it. Would you want to hear your neighbor describe their surgery while you're having coffee? Would you want a casual friend to tell you about their family drama at the bus stop? Would you want to hear about someone's credit card problems while waiting in line? If the answer is no, save it for a close friend or family member who's ready to listen. With everyone else, keep it light. Share enough to connect, but leave room for them to join in. Ask about their day and their interests. It's a two-way street, not a one-way confessional. Speaking of habits, is your life starting to feel like Groundhog Day? Are you eating the same meals every week, watching the same TV shows over and over, or following the same daily routine? If so, you're not alone. As we age, there's comfort in the familiar, a sense of safety in sticking with what works. Trying something new can feel unnecessary, even scary. Why fix what isn't broken? But locking yourself into that comfort zone can dull your mind. Our brains love new things. They get excited when we challenge them with fresh experiences. When we stop exploring, we risk mental stagnation, losing that spark of curiosity that keeps us engaged. This can affect our memory, mood, and even our social life. When was the last time you tried a new dish, learned a new skill, listened to a new genre of music, or talked to someone new? If it's been a while, don't worry. The fix is simple. Try one new thing each week, no matter how small. Order a different sandwich, watch a documentary instead of your usual crime show, take a different route on your walk, or say yes to an invitation you'd normally decline. It doesn't have to be big, just different. These new experiences keep your brain active, boost your confidence, and add excitement to your life. You might even find a new passion. So, try one new thing this week and see how it feels. What if you find yourself always talking about the good old days? Do you start every sentence with "back in my day," or tell the same stories about high school, backpacking through Europe, or how much better records sounded? It's nice to remember the past, and sharing those memories can connect us, but when every conversation is about the past, it can feel like you're stuck there, disconnected from the present. And for others, it might get repetitive. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful, be sure to tap the like button to let us know you're enjoying the content. Why do we do this? As we age, we reflect on our lives. We have a lot of experiences to share, and sometimes the past feels more important than the future. But focusing too much on the past can cloud your view of today and tomorrow. The fix: mix nostalgia with curiosity. Instead of just talking about the past, ask others what's exciting them now, what they're watching, or what they're looking forward to. Try something new yourself, check out social media, watch a popular show, or read about a current event. It's not about forgetting your memories, it's about staying connected to the world. Balance is key. Next time you want to say "back in my day," add "what about now?" and see where it takes you. Remember that staying connected with the world around you is more important than ever. It's easy to focus on what's wrong with today, but engagement goes beyond just complaining. It's about understanding what's happening and why. Give yourself something to look forward to, a purpose that keeps you moving. Maybe it's planning a trip, taking a class, or just spending time with friends and family. The past is a treasure, but life is happening right now, full of possibilities. The more curious and involved you are, the richer your conversations will be, and the more people will enjoy talking with you. Let's talk about another challenge: snap judgments. Have you ever thought, people don't know how to behave anymore, or kids don't understand hard work? If so, you're not alone. For many older adults, the world feels different from what they knew growing up. Technology changes fast, social customs evolve, and even common courtesy seems to have changed. It's easy to look at these changes and decide things were better before, and in some ways, they might have been. But constantly judging the present based on the past creates barriers. Younger people might feel dismissed instead of heard, and the frustration goes both ways, leaving everyone disconnected. So, why do we do this? The world you grew up in had its own rules, values, and expectations. When those change, it can feel confusing, even chaotic. When something doesn't fit with what you know, the first reaction is often to criticize. But every generation makes its own path. Different doesn't always mean worse, just different. The fix. Swap judgment for curiosity. Next time you want to criticize, pause and ask why. Instead of why are they always on their phones? Try what's so interesting about social media. Rather than nobody wants to work anymore, wonder how has the idea of work changed and why. Instead of kids have no discipline, ask how has parenting changed and what are the strengths of today's parenting styles. This small change from criticism to questions opens doors. You'll find that conversations with younger people become more lively and engaging. They feel respected, you gain insight, and maybe you even learn something new. It's a win-win that keeps relationships strong and your mind sharp. Here's another habit that sneaks up on us, and it's one we don't always like to admit. Have you ever skipped a shower because it felt like too much effort, or worn the same clothes a few days in a row? Maybe you used to take pride in getting dressed up, but lately it's become less important. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. For many seniors, personal hygiene can decline, and it's not just about laziness. It's more complicated than that. Why does this happen? Energy decreases with age. Standing in the shower or doing laundry can feel exhausting. Loneliness or depression can also reduce motivation. If no one's around to see you, why bother? And if you're not leaving the house much, it's easy to think, who's going to notice? But neglecting hygiene affects more than just how you look. It affects your health and your self-esteem. Unwashed skin can lead to infections, skip dental care can cause bigger problems, and not taking care of yourself can lower your self-esteem. Plus, others notice more than we think, and it can change how they interact with us. The good news is, you can turn things around with small, doable steps. Simplify self-care. Keep wipes nearby for quick refreshers, choose comfortable clothes that don't need ironing, or use a shower stool to save energy. Set a reminder to brush your teeth or wash up, even on quiet days. Put on a clean shirt. It's amazing how much that can improve your mood. Give yourself a reason to care. Schedule a coffee date or a video call. This isn't about vanity, it's about respecting yourself and feeling good in your own skin. Now, be honest, have you ever let this slip? What's one trick that has helped you stay on track? Now, look around your home. Do you have piles of old newspapers, a broken appliance you've been meaning to fix, or closets full of things you might need someday? Do you have junk drawers filled with things you haven't touched in years? If so, you might be holding on to more than you need, and you're not the only one. Why do we hoard? Sometimes it's emotional. Those old letters or that chipped mug remind us of special moments. Other times it's the I might need it mentality. Throwing things away feels wasteful, especially if you grew up fixing and reusing things. And decluttering can feel overwhelming, so we put it off. But clutter isn't just messy, it's stressful. A cluttered home makes simple tasks harder, increases anxiety, and can even be a safety hazard. Plus, do you want your family to have to sort through decades of your belongings someday? Let's lighten the load. If you haven't used something in a year, it's time to let it go. Donate it or throw it away. Start small. Tackle one shelf, one drawer, or one box at a time. Set a timer for 15 minutes a day to make it less daunting. Adopt a one in, one out rule. When you buy a new sweater, get rid of an old one. If throwing things away feels wrong, donate them instead. Knowing it'll help someone else can make it easier. Decluttering isn't about erasing the past, it's about creating a calmer, safer present. What's one thing you've been holding on to that you could let go of? Share it. Your health is your foundation, but it's easy to go to extremes, either taking too many pills or avoiding the doctor altogether. Do you know someone who takes a pill for every little ache, or someone who ignores a persistent cough, saying it's just old age? Both are risky. Taking too many medications or the wrong combination can cause side effects, organ strain, or dependency. Some people keep taking old prescriptions long after they're needed, thinking more is better, but it's not. On the other hand, skipping checkups because of fear, pride, or being too busy can let small problems become big ones. It's just aging, they say, but that's not always true. The fix: find balance. Schedule regular doctor visits even when you feel fine. Catching problems early is better than dealing with them later. Talk to your doctor about your medications. Are they all still necessary? Could the doses be adjusted? If something doesn't feel right, get a second opinion. Doctors aren't always right. Pay attention to your body. Don't ignore aches or fatigue, thinking they're just normal. Acting early can make a big difference. This isn't about being paranoid, it's about taking charge of your health with smart choices. Now, another subtle habit: interrupting. Do you ever cut someone off because you've heard it before, or because you can't wait to share your own experience? It's common, especially when you have a lot of experience to draw from. When someone's struggling with a problem you solved years ago, it's natural to want to jump in with the answer, but it can feel dismissive, even if you don't mean it to. They might stop sharing, and you might miss out on important details. Try this: let them finish. Listen carefully, then respond. It shows respect, keeps the conversation flowing, and you might even hear something new. Why do we interrupt? It often comes from wanting to share our knowledge. You've been there, done that, and you want to help by sharing what you've learned. But sometimes, slower conversations can be frustrating. Some people take a long time to get to the point, and you're sitting there, ready to jump in. The delay can test your patience. There is also the fear of forgetting. If you don't say that brilliant thought right now, it might disappear forever. And let's not forget the desire to engage. Jumping in can feel like you're adding energy to the conversation, but it doesn't always work that way. Too often, it makes the other person feel ignored. Interrupting has consequences. It can make people feel like their thoughts don't matter, or like they are unimportant to you. It might even seem disrespectful, even if that's not your intention. Over time, this can damage trust. People might share less with you, knowing they'll be interrupted. That means fewer meaningful conversations, which is the opposite of what you want. People value advice, but only when they feel truly heard first. When they know you've taken the time to listen, not just waited for your turn to speak. So, how do you break the cycle? Start by practicing active listening. Force yourself to pause before responding, resisting the urge to jump in. Wait for a natural break in the conversation, a moment when the other person has finished their thought. If you feel the urge to interrupt, take a deep breath to calm yourself and let them finish. Another trick is to repeat back what you've heard in your own words. It's a simple way to show you're listening. Instead of jumping in with advice, ask questions to encourage them to share more. Rather than assuming you understand, say something like, "That's interesting. Can you tell me more about that?" It keeps the conversation flowing and shows you're curious. If you're worried about forgetting your thought, write it down. It's better than interrupting. Or count to 3 before speaking. That small pause can help you break the habit of jumping in too soon. Conversation is about building connections, not just sharing knowledge. When you listen more closely, people will value your words more when you do speak. Have you ever found yourself avoiding new experiences, saying "I'm too old for that," or "that sounds too risky"? Maybe you've stopped traveling, avoid new technology, or don't like to drive at night because it feels scary. As we age, fear can creep into our lives, often without us even realizing it. What starts as a small hesitation can become a pattern of avoidance. Over time, that fear can shrink your world, making life feel smaller and less fulfilling. So, why does this happen? Sometimes it's because of bad experiences. A fall, a health scare, or even hearing about someone else's bad luck can create a fear that grows over time. There's also the fear of failure or embarrassment. Trying something new, like learning a smartphone or starting a hobby, can feel intimidating, especially if you worry about looking foolish. Constantly hearing bad news doesn't help either. The media often focuses on crime, scams, and accidents, making the world seem more dangerous than it is, which can increase our fears. Physical or mental changes also play a role. Slower reflexes, weaker eyesight, or memory problems can make us less confident, leading us to avoid things to protect ourselves. And then there's the comfort of routine. Routines feel safe, while change feels overwhelming, tempting us to stick with what we know. But fear doesn't protect you, it limits you. When you avoid new experiences, you miss out on growth, connection, and the confidence that comes from pushing your boundaries. How do you change this? Start small, with one manageable challenge at a time. First, identify your fears. What are you avoiding? Write it down. Giving it a name makes it less powerful and easier to face. Then take small steps toward facing it. Want to travel again? Plan a short trip nearby. Nervous about technology? Focus on learning one basic function, like sending a text message before moving on. Surround yourself with support. Join a group, take a class, or ask a friend to help you as you try new things. Reduce the negativity in your life. Mute the fear-mongering news and look for inspiring stories of people your age thriving and defying the odds. And celebrate your successes. Every time you overcome a fear, acknowledge it. That success will give you momentum for the next step. Life is meant to be lived fully and vibrantly at every age. Growth doesn't stop as you get older, but it does slow down when we stop trying. Have you ever caught yourself complaining, "Back in my day, we had it so much tougher," or "Kids today don't even know what real struggle is"? Maybe you felt annoyed watching younger people on their phones, dressing in ways that seem strange, or living life in a way that seems completely different from how things used to be. It's easy to feel like the world has changed too much, too quickly, and in many ways it has. Technology, culture, and values change fast, creating a gap that can feel impossible to bridge. But when we criticize younger generations, we risk shutting down meaningful conversation. Instead of offering guidance, we alienate them. Why does this happen? Part of it is frustration with cultural changes. The world today is very different from the one you grew up in, and it's natural to compare it to the past you know so well. There's also a feeling of being unappreciated. Many older adults feel that younger people don't recognize or value the hardships and sacrifices of earlier times, which can be hurtful. Then there's the desire to teach and guide. Your wisdom is valuable, but if it's delivered in a critical way, it's likely to be ignored. And let's be honest, it's easy to romanticize the past, to remember it as better than it was, forgetting the challenges and difficulties that existed then. The truth is, every generation faces struggles, they're just different. The challenges of the past aren't the same as the challenges of today, but that doesn't make them any less real or valid. How do you bridge the gap? Start by replacing criticism with curiosity. Instead of saying, "You kids have it so easy," try asking, "What's the hardest thing people your age are dealing with right now?" Listen to the answer. You might be surprised by the challenges they face. Share your experiences as stories, not lectures. Talk about what life was like for you, the good and the bad, and then ask them how things are different now. Look for common ground. Love, purpose, and connection are important to everyone, no matter their age. Focus on those shared values instead of what divides you. And try to embrace some change yourself. Explore their world. Learn about a new trend, try new technology, or ask about an idea that's unfamiliar to you. It's not about abandoning your own perspective, it's about staying engaged with the world. Younger people want your insights, but they'll only listen if they feel respected, not judged. When we open our minds, we create opportunities for a real conversation. When was the last time you laughed until you cried, danced to your favorite song, or got lost in a game just for the fun of it? As we age, life can become routine. Wake up, eat, work, watch TV, sleep, repeat. There's this unspoken pressure to act our age, a feeling that fun is only for the young, something we're supposed to outgrow. But fun isn't just for the young, it's essential at every stage of life, as important at 80 as it was at 18. So, why do we let it slip away? Often, it's because we're too busy. There's always a to-do list reminding us of our responsibilities, drowning out the desire for fun. There's also the fear of looking silly. Many older adults avoid fun activities because they worry about seeming foolish. Physical limitations can also make it harder to enjoy certain activities. Lower energy, joint pain, or stamina can make certain joys seem out of reach. Loneliness or depression can also make it harder to find joy. When friends or loved ones are gone, it's easy to feel like there's no one to share the fun with. And then there's the comfort of routine. Habits become comfortable, and breaking free can feel like too much effort. But fun isn't frivolous or childish. It's what keeps us feeling alive and youthful, no matter how old we are. Whether you're 30, 60, or 90, your spirit still needs laughter, excitement, and a little silliness. How do you rediscover it? Start by doing what makes you happy. Listen to music that makes you want to dance, paint, play a game, or go for a walk in nature. Make time for what brings you joy. Break the routine by doing something spontaneous. Take a different route on your walk, try a new recipe, or say yes to an unexpected invitation. Surround yourself with playful people, friends, or family who make you laugh and encourage you to have fun. Don't worry about what others think. Dance like no one's watching, sing your heart out, and be silly without caring what others think. Happiness is more important than appearances. And if it helps, schedule fun into your day, just like you would a doctor's appointment or a chore. You're never too old to smile, to play, to feel that pure joy. Life isn't just about getting through the days, it's about enjoying the journey. There you have it, 12 habits that can sneak into our lives as we age and how to overcome them. Aging doesn't have to mean losing your spark. It's about staying curious, connected, and open to growth. We'd love to hear what you've learned. Share in the comments one thing you've learned from this video that you'll put into practice. If you found this helpful, please like and share this video and consider subscribing for more content designed to help you live your best life.